The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now I'm in Vegas. I don't know if y'all can see the Vegas mountains and shit behind me, but we in Vegas now. You know, True School Sports International, True School Sports Nationwide. But listen, my last live I did, a lot of you guys were flapping your gums telling me Wilder, Fury, or Wilder, Joshua, the undisputed fight was gonna happen. I told you guys, pump the brakes, hold up, because we haven't even got the formal announcement from Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren. We haven't seen the fight poster, and that's my mentality. I always say, until you get the official fight poster with the date, the venue, the TV network, you don't take these announcements seriously, even if they're by the fighters themselves, unless it's the actual commercial or the fight poster. And it looks like once again I was right, because it was reported yesterday that an arbitrator ruled in favor of Deontay Wilder, that Tyson Fury must fight Deontay Wilder before September 15th. So it looks like instead of getting the undisputed fight, we're going to get the trilogy. We're going to get the third fight. And Bob Arum hasn't necessarily argued against it. He came out today and said that he'd be willing to fight Deontay Wilder at the Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders play on July 24th. So they're going to try to knock that out first, God willing, because Wilder's no pushover, and then the undisputed fight. But just like so many moving parts, and I feel bad for a lot of the boxing fans out there that were conned by this, but I try to warn you guys that, you know, Eddie Hearn every week saying, well, you'll get an announcement, there's details are ironing out. I told you guys it was funny business. I told you guys that it was going to be one of these situations where, you know, it might not come off, and it looks like that's what's going to happen. Now, let's just run it down. Let's go from point A to point Z, okay? So basically, the arbitrator ruled in favor of Wilder. September 15th is the latest they could fight. Bob Arum said that they're going to fight. They're going to try to get the fight done for July 24th. Malik Scott, Wilder's new trainer, who he just announced was his new trainer on Instagram recently. Malik Scott came out himself and said that they're not going to take any step-aside money for the Anthony Joshua Tyson Fury rematch. So with that being said, let's talk about this third fight, the trilogy, man, because it's a fight that I know a lot of people on YouTube have been wanting to see for quite some time. You know, I think it'll be great for, you know, the channel, and it'll be great. It'll be a great build-up. You know, Deontay Wilder has been looking very great in these pad work videos. He's actually I guess he's finally learned how to throw a feint. He finally learned what a body shot was. So he looks like he's improving as a fighter. Malik Scott seems to have gotten a tuna out of his ears and really got him to focus on sharpening up the rest of his overall fight game, which is great, which is what you want to see from Deontay Wilder. But I know from Tyson Fury and Sugar Hill Stewart that Sugar Hill Stewart is basically creating a 6'9" Kronk gym fighter. You know, he's making Tyson Fury fight like the way that God made him to fight at 6'9", 260+ pounds. That's the way he should have been fighting a long time ago. But he needed a good old American trainer from Detroit to tell him how to teach him the ways. And right now it looks like Tyson Fury is developing into the next dominant force in heavyweight boxing. So I like this fight because I feel like Deontay Wilder, whatever he was going through mentally, maybe he got through it, and now he's putting in the preparation. He's made whatever changes he feels he needs to defeat Tyson Fury. And, you know, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of controversial things said in the build-up, because Wilder was going along with all these narratives that the LDBC was pushing about the water and the gloves and all this, you know, corruption. And he really feels like he was done wrong by Fury and a lot of people in the promotion. So, you know, hopefully that allows Wilder to fight with a bit more intensity and a bit more of just intensity to beat Tyson Fury, because at the end of all this, you know, when we think about the first two Wilder and Fury fights, the general consensus is that Deontay Wilder attempted to cherry pick Tyson Fury the first time. It didn't work out for him. You know, he got outboxed, you know, and was very fortunate to get a draw. Then the second fight, when Tyson Fury got himself a good old American trainer from the Kronk gym that taught him how to throw straight right hands and left hooks from hell, you know, Deontay Wilder had no answer. So now Deontay Wilder he's getting a little bit more pity pat finesse into his game. He's gonna blend it with the raw brute strength that he already has, and hopefully, you know, maybe he can regain the crown. Now, what I will say is this, and all the British fans might get mad at me for saying this, but I really think Deontay Wilder has a better chance of beating Tyson Fury than Anthony Joshua does. Anthony Joshua is too conventional. His punches come too, you know, straight, and his punch selection is not the most vast in the world. I don't think Wilder can beat Fury either. I think if they fight 100 times, Tyson Fury will win 99.5 times. So, you know, I think this is a more competitive fight because the things that people want to discredit Deontay Wilder for, like they say he can't throw punches properly, they say he's unorthodox, those are the things that actually can give Tyson Fury problems. You know, it's just now he needs to at least have a little bit of fundamentals and blend it with those gunslinging ways that he has, and then that'll make him a more dangerous fighter. But this whole Joshua Fury negotiation has been a shit show. It's been nothing short of a shit show. We knew it was a shit show. We knew there was going to be a lot of moving pieces in this negotiation between Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, BT Sport, ESPN, Bob Arum. There was just too many hands in the cookie jar, along with the Wilder thing, for this fight to go through. You know, I was optimistic. I was hoping for it, but it looks like Anthony Joshua might have to go fight as mandatory now. He might need to go come see Alexander Usyk. So listen, if Fury has to fight Wilder in the third fight, Anthony Joshua better honor his damn mandatory. He better fight Alexander Usyk, because Usyk's been sitting there licking his chops to fight somebody, and it hasn't happened yet. So maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. Maybe Eddie Hearn gets an exemption from the WBO and tries to make Dillian White versus Anthony Joshua live on Sky Sports box office in the UK. You know, Usyk gonna beat him. My boy Johnny said Usyk gonna beat that boy. He gonna beat that boy like he stole something. So yeah, Wilder is not taking no stimulus money in the form of a step aside check from Joshua and Fury. He wants Fury. He wants his head on a platter, and I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of adjustments he's made, because obviously I'll raise my hand. I've talked a whole lot of shit about Wilder. I don't think he could beat Fury, but I want to see him do well in his career, because I think the heavyweight division is better when Wilder is better. When Wilder is good and when Wilder is relevant, the division is better, because truthfully speaking, whether us Americans want to admit it or not, he's the only legit American at the elite level we got. Who else we got? We got what? No, I love him. He's part of the channel, but Trevor Bryan ain't there yet. Jared Anderson's still a prospect. Michael Hunter's ducking Philip Hergovic. All right? The American heavyweight boxing is in shambles. Christopher Lovejoy, I mean, we see what happened to him when he stepped at the manual char. So, as far as I'm concerned, Deontay Wilder, he's the only heavyweight that's flying the flag high for America at the moment. Not saying everybody's got to like support him and whatnot, because I know he's a very polarizing figure. He says a lot of controversial things. You know, what it is what it is. But I think the trilogy is going to be great. I think it's going to be great. I think it'll be great for boxing. It's going to be great on this channel, because I know it's going to bring back a lot of people in my comment section that I haven't seen in about a year and a half since Tyson Fury took this man's soul. So Deontay Wilder, he's fighting to get his soul back. He's fighting for respect, for relevancy, and just for pride, because he got his shit pushed back to the major weight in that rematch. And that's what it is. And as for Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn, I'm looking, if this all pans out to where Fury has to fight Wilder again, what does Eddie Hearn do with Anthony Joshua? You know, can he get Joshua to sit on the shelves and twiddle his thumbs and get an exemption from the WBO? Do they fight the mandatory? Can Joshua beat Usyk? Tune in next week on next week's episode of Dragon Ball Z. I'm out. The Untouchable.